So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to paint your characters in Photoshop using the sketch that you did in your sketchbooks. So once you are done sketching out your characters, you're going to take a picture of it and then bring it in to Photoshop. And here's my sketch layer. So on top of your sketch layer, you want to create a new layer. And we're going to use our brush tool, and we are going to bring up our hardness to 100%. And you can also up your smoothing. Smoothing just means that they're gonna smooth out the lines for us, so it's not as shaky and wiggly lines. But I did want to warn you that if you do bring it up, it does kind of slow down your brush tool, so just keep in mind about that. So we are gonna name this layer Trace, and then we're gonna bring down our brush. And basically what you're gonna do now is trace your drawing with the brush tool. So now I'm gonna do the shadows on my shirt. And the way that I like to do it is I like to use the mode multiply, and I like to use a clipping mask. So I'm gonna go to my base color here, my orange shirt. I'll just say slash shirt. I'm gonna make a new layer on top of the shirt and then clip it here. And to clip it, you can right click and go create clipping mask. And now, since that is a clipping mask, it won't go outside of this color. So whatever I paint, it will always stay inside this color. And I like to change my mode to multiply, and I'm gonna write shadows. So I'm gonna grab this hue, and I'm just gonna go a little darker than that to create my shadows. Grab my brush tool, and always with your shadows, you want to use a softer brush. I'm gonna bring my opacity down to like 12, so I have more control over it. And I like to use a big brush for the shadows. So you can see it's very subtle, and the more that I click, the darker it will get. And again, it's not gonna go outside of my lines because it's only coloring inside the shadow or inside the base color shirt. So now I'm going to show you how to do highlights. So I'm going to make another layer on top of my shadows. I'm going to clip it again, create clipping mask, and this time I'm going to use the mode overlay. So for highlights, I like overlay, and for darkness and shadows, I like to use multiply. So we're going to use the overlay. I'm going to say highlight. I'm going to grab my eyedropper tool, pick up this color, and then I'm just going to go brighter. And again, same thing. I'm just going to grab my brush tool, make it pretty big, soft tool brush, and I'm just going to create some highlights for my shirt. And when you're painting, you just really want to play around with the size of the brush, the opacity of the brush, and the different hues. And then I also like to go in with white, give it a little bit more of a brighter color way at the end. So again, always think about if the light is hitting from this side, how will the light hit on the shirt? So there you have it. That's pretty much the tutorial that you are going to be using for the pants, for the skin, for the hair. So you just really have to keep in mind about clipping masks and then using your different modes for this tutorial. If you have any questions, please let me know.